Alrighty guys, we're starting off this video, beautiful Sunday morning behind my house with the old white cab that's rusty, or the rusty old white cab. I'm going to get the stand out from underneath it right now, put it up on jack stands, and then take the stand with me to the shop so that we can move the cab around a little bit and move that out of the shop and out of our way. So I'll pick back up with you when we make a little progress. Taking the jet ski trailer over to the shop to get the jet skis out of my way. Alrighty guys, we are at the shop this morning. First order of business, get the stand out of the back of the truck, get the jack out, and then we are going to get this cab up on the stand. My intentions with the trailer and why I grabbed that is I'm going to try and clear out this back corner back here, and I'm going to try and put the cab back in this corner. Alrighty guys, we have made a little progress. I got the cab on the stand. It's out in the parking lot, parking area, lot, whatever you want to call it, right? I ended up cutting open the box for the transmission because I was kind of tired of it sitting here. And unfortunately, old Frankie, the forklift, the old Presto, is dead on, it's DOA, dead on arrival. Yesterday it kind of got weak on me when I was pulling the engine out of the frame, and I thought, okay, well, maybe I need to plug it in. So I tried to throw a trickle charger on it, on the battery, and it blinked red at me, which means it's not charging. So then I'm like, oh yeah, there's a cord on the side of it. I'll plug it into the wall. And so it was yesterday afternoon, and she gone. Alrighty, well, just a little update on the Presto lift. Got the battery out, and it is now on the trickle charger, which I need to find my actual battery charger because that's going to take a long time. But battery's not bad. It just was in there backwards, actually. So from what I can tell, this is the big main power wire, and this guy right here that goes back to the body and is braided, that's the ground. And so weirdly enough, and I won't call out the person that did this because he's gonna watch this video, but it was hooked up backwards. And so yesterday when I put the trickle charger on it, and I put the red with the red wire and the black with the ground cable, it was actually on the positive and negative, and that's why it wouldn't charge. So we are charging now, and we got that sorted. Alrighty, jet skis are on the trailer. Might have forgot over winter which one goes on which side, but mine, generally I ride the green one and Taylor rides the blue one. Usually the green one goes on the left, blue one goes on the right, and how I remember that now is you can see how much I got sticking off because this is a 2-up, and how much I don't have sticking off because this is a 3-up, so it's got a longer deck on it. They need to be flip-flopped, but they're just going over 100 feet to a different storage unit. So look at all this space for activities. I'm gonna try and clear this up, get some room for the cab, and then I don't know exactly if today the cab will make it back in this area right here, just because I think the truck has to be off the lift, and I'm not exactly sure when I'm gonna have it off the lift next, but this is the intended spot for it to go. So do a little more organizing, but we are finally in this episode finally gonna get started on starting to address this a little bit and this a little bit, and then go from there. I need to take down quite a few measurements because of course I'm cutting stuff out and I'm not immediately putting it back in. So this one will be pretty easy to start on though. I don't really need to measure much here just because it's right by the torsion bar mount, and also there's nothing in the way of it, or there's no way I could really put something in the way of something else. So now this guy with the fuel tank straps on it, that's something I need to do a lot of measuring before I cut it out, but that will be another time. So we are going to do a little more organizing and then get cutting, welding, well, not welding, cutting and grinding. So alrighty, y'all. So the first thing I'm gonna start working on getting cut out is this cross member right here and that cobbled together mess right there. So what I did kind of as a precaution, even though I'm still gonna have this hole in the frame for now, I measured in between the torsion bar mount and this guy that we're cutting out, which is about 2.5 inches. And so I'm just kind of working on a little bit of a drawing here from the transmission box, but I basically placed out where the rear cab mount is, which is right there, and then where the cross member is, and then also where our torsion bar is, and I got that little distance right there. So I'm going to do the rest of that eventually, back here, but for now this is the first one we're trying to tackle and get out of here. So that's what I need to prioritize right now. So I will kind of get my safety stuff on, my PPE, and we'll start getting this crap out of here and see what we can get ourselves into for trouble. I just want to stop for a second and give you guys a little taste of what the heck is going on here. So starting to cut off this plate that was put in by someone, and not to say that they did a bad job welding, because the plate's actually in there pretty well, but this probably shouldn't have been done in the first place. So yeah, not great metal prep behind it to actually make a difference and save it. Alrighty. So as you guys saw in the time lapse, we started cutting some stuff out. This plate that was added is all gone. And then there was some factory stuff, which kind of looks like that. That was in place here and it was all crusty at the bottom. So that's out of there. And then I made progress on getting this guy, of course, cut back. So there is not supposed to be daylight there. And there's also not supposed to be daylight there. So those things are more than junk. But I should have brought my Sawzall because that's the tool that's gonna work best for cutting back in there and then also cutting back in here. And didn't think to bring it, and it's back at my my house. So we won't be getting this cross member out of here today, but now I have a couple pieces of metal to get a thickness off of, so I kind of know what the factory thickness is, so that when I weld this all together, I'm not welding super thick metal to thin metal or something like that. So good progress so far. I don't know what else I'm exactly trying to tackle today, but we'll see if I can get creative, and I'll check back with you. Alrighty guys, this is pretty much what we're gonna call it. So I said I need my Sawzall, but funny enough, I basically just used a hammer and a punch, which actually probably worked better than a Sawzall would, just because Sawzall I wouldn't be able to get as flush as I did with the hammer and the punch. So you can see if it's weak enough that I can hammer and punch it out, then wasn't doing much in there in the first place. So that's out, first cross member out, and that's the most important one because this section right here needs to be blasted on the inside before I fix and like go on the outside. So you can see I have a huge mess down here that I need to clean up. But essentially that's gonna call it for today's video. I appreciate you guys watching. If you could leave a comment, let me know what you think about the video, or let me know what you think about our progress so far. Also, if you could subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks again. Bye now.